Oh, another AI-generated purple website design. Some say it's because the creator of Tailwind set the default color to purple. Others say it just happens to be Claude's favorite color. Whatever the origin, Replit's latest feature is going to put an end to this problem of AI-generated sites looking and feeling almost exactly the same. This new feature is called App Themes. It lets you design consistent styling for your apps, for various elements like cards, the typography, colors. And the Replit team has done a really good job of giving you a bunch of details and granular control over how your app should look and feel. And this app theme is going to keep things consistent throughout your app. I think it's a really nice step in the right direction. And in this video, I'm going to be walking through how you can create your own app themes in Replit, what each of these sections controls, and then I'll be discussing how to apply a theme that you've created to your existing apps. Right now, this is currently in beta, so your existing apps may not have the option to apply a theme, but I believe this is something that's going to change shortly, and you should be able to update your app themes going forward. So first things first, how do you access this themes feature? If you're creating a new app, you'll see this option to select one of Replit's pre-made themes. I'll show you what these look like in the App Themes Manager in a short moment, but you'll also see any custom themes that you have created here. Inside any existing apps that you've created, you can find the theme option up in the top right corner. And again, as I mentioned at the top, this is currently not going to be available for all of your existing apps. But I do suspect Replit is still rolling this out, and I'm hoping that this will be retroactively available to any existing apps that you've already created. So how do you access and edit your app themes? From the homepage, you can click into this theme selector, and then down the bottom, there's an option to manage themes. That's going to take you directly into this app themes builder. And we can select from the existing themes that Replit has already created for us. So we have this kind of dark mode version. We have Nomad, Honey, Zen Garden, and Highlighter, which I think is nice. They've kind of created a few common styles that people are going to want to play around with. And I suspect this could be a really nice opportunity for them to add a bunch of new themes. Maybe even in future, there could be a themes marketplace. So what I would recommend is to create your own theme. Start from the existing template that most closely matches your own brand's aesthetic. And then you can build on top of that by clicking New, giving it a name, and then starting to edit your theme with all of these details. Now, Replit has given you a lot of flexibility for adjusting the various elements of this theme, but sometimes it's not obvious which element is being referred to. Background color, muted background color, which is which. The best way to just explore and figure this out is to set this color to a really obvious color, and then you'll be able to see exactly what's being affected in your theme. So for example, background color, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the existing color so that we don't lose it. And then I'm just going to move this all the way down to black, play around with it, and I can see very clearly which elements are being edited when I update this main background color in my theme. Just paste that value back, and then we return to the existing defaults. Same goes for this muted background color. It's going to be editing things like this tabs menu to give a little bit of contrast. Text color, this is going to be the main heading color, while the muted text color will be for things like the paragraph descriptions. If I really push the limits here, you can see which elements are disappearing as I edit this muted text color. So you want a little bit of contrast between your title and details. Typography, you can choose a dedicated serif font, sans serif font, and a monospace fonts. I'm not a design expert, so there are a bunch of really good resources out there on how to work with different fonts and different hierarchies, but Replit gives you the freedom to select from a pretty reasonable list, and I actually like a lot of the fonts that they've included in here. Same goes for this value. If you're not sure what it refers to, you can set it to something like 0 or 100 to find out exactly what's being edited in your theme. Border radius, though, is just going to define how sharp or rounded the edges of things like your cards and containers will be. And then we have a components section, which is nicely broken down into actions, forms, containers, and charts. Again, I don't have any specific design advice for you here other than to select into each individual option, play around with by moving the color picker to various extremes, and you should very clearly see in the preview on the right hand side which elements are being updated as you make these changes. Once you're happy and you have your theme the way you want it, once you've added your brand colors and you have a nice preview of what's going on and how it should look, just make sure you hit publish changes to the theme library, and that's going to let you use it throughout your Replit apps. Now it's worth noting that if there's a specific element that you don't like the way the theme is being applied to, or you want to have a custom color, this app theme is just the global default. So anytime you add a new feature, a new card, new page to your app, it's going to reference your app theme and it's going to use that by default. But you can, of course, always add your own custom styling on top. So just to recap, Replit has introduced this really neat new feature called App Themes. It's going to let you have a global, consistent design styling across your app. You can actually use it across multiple apps in Replit. You can create your own themes by heading to Manage Theme and then changing those settings. And while this feature is currently in beta, you may notice that it's not available for your existing apps. I fully expect Replit to update this and make it available so that you can apply your themes to any existing apps in Replit.